107. What up, Jobins? How we doing? Holy shit, guys. Where you go again? Took us a minute to get back, but here we are. It's the 2nd?
Oh, it's February 2nd.
2nd,
Yep,
dude.
times are coming.
Just like that, January's gone.
I know. Well, yeah. And February is the shortest month of the year. So just like that, we'll be in March before you know it.
2023, January's gone, dude. Been 30 for over a month now, dude. Time's crazy.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. You're going home.
Yep.
Jobins, Brenden's going home today. He's going to be on a plane.
I haven't been on a plane since I was like 16.
Are you nervous?
I'm a little nervous. Yeah, I'm a little nervous, especially after you're like, hope everything goes fine, you don't die and stuff like that. I was like, oh my God, I'm panicking.
Yeah, especially after that video recently came out of that plane crashing, dude.
Yeah.
That showed the whole thing.
I hope everything will be okay, though. I'm sure
so...
it's be a good trip.
You know what video I'm talking about?
I think I
don't even know how the phone made it, but I just feel so bad for all those people. It's just crazy, man. Anything can happen any day. Nothing's going to happen. You're going to be okay.
Yeah, every day's a gift.
Yeah, this is the first time you're going on a plane by yourself, right?
It is. The last time when I was 16, I went with my mom.
Dude, I remember the first time, Jobins, I was ever on a plane was when Sean flew me out last year. Back in August of 2021.
Yeah, that's been over.
Yeah, and I just remember being so excited in a whole new world, doing it all by myself, going through everything, customs, checkings, all that. It's fun.
It just seems like traveling great distances like that, not great distances, still in the country, but like that's still a long ways away, you know? Like I wonder what it'll feel like just being out of place.
I would just love to bring someone back from a long time ago that never even knew you could fly. And what they would think.
Do like Lewis and Clark.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, guys, I know it took you months and months to travel across the country. Let's do it in a day.
How long did it take?
Dude, a long time.
Right? How the fuck did anything get done? It's a mystery.
It was tough.
Yeah, so, and then but the funny thing is, Joe, you're only going for the weekend.
Yeah, the weekend and Monday. But
I thought we haven't been home in a year.
Yeah, well, it's my mom's birthday too, and I hadn't been over in a year because I missed all the holidays. But I told her, I was like, hey, I'm gonna make sure to fly out a few more times this year to make up for last year.
Tell them to fly out here.
They want to, yeah, they want to fly out one time.
Yeah, get us a housewarming gift.
Yeah.
Shout out Dio and Sue.
Mm-hmm. Shout out my mom. Her birthday's coming up February 4th, dude.
Oh, Jobins. I miss Emo's Pizza.
And yeah.
Emo's Pizza is so fucking good. A lot of people, Dave Portnoy shit on it. He's like, oh, this isn't pizza. I call this cracker with cheese. And it's like, dude, shut up. Emo's is so good.
For all the Jobins that don't know, St. Louis Pizza, Emo's is a big deal there.
Huge deal.
I'm excited to eat that tonight. My mom's like, oh, we're ordering Emo's Pizza for you. I haven't had that in over a year.
Lucky dog, dude. Pizza like that doesn't exist out here. We just haven't found it yet.
Cracker pizza.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, Dave Portnoy. Yeah. Jobins, I want to say, we're going to start with a quote. Let's get a little deep.
Ooh, okay.
Ready? What you will allow will continue. And dude, sometimes those simple quotes like that, one-liners, they hit the hardest to me. Because damn, do I sit back and reflect. And all the advice everyone gives you, you know what I mean? It's up to you to take action. Everyone can spit it every different way. But until it actually hits you in the face, and you feel it, and you actually make the changes.
And it's one of those things, too, that sounds really obvious, right? But, it's actually can be harder than, easier said than done.
What do you take from that quote?
Well, the things you allow to happen will continue. Even in a certain example of, caring about someone that doesn't care the same way back and being your heart and your emotion and feelings could overtake what your brain logically knows it should do. That to me, it's it makes perfect sense to not let these things continue. But when you have such emotion vested within it, it's it can be tougher when that kind of happens.
Yeah. What I like about this quote, dude, is you can apply it to so many things in life. With everything about yourself, with others. Mm-hmm. Say you're at a shitty job. I know so many people who are working at a job just to work there because they need to. And they're not happy. I'm like that with Sprouts, but at the same time, I'm working there. I don't necessarily like it, but I'm also trying to chase my dreams out of it. So it balances. Mm-hmm. I feel bad. It just sucks to be in that spot where it's like a routine. And so you can apply it. How about maybe going to get a job that you might like, that you might be a little better for yourself?
Right.
No matter what the cost is. Because for me, like, I'm like, oh man, I should go get a different job. If I don't like Sprouts so much, what should I do? Should I go get a different job? Oh, well, I get paid pretty decent at Sprouts, and they work with my schedule really well, and I like my managers.
Mm-hmm.
So is it worth to stay there or get another job where it's a little less money, but not as much stress, a little more peace of mind? What do you do?
My thing, because I worked at a grocery store for a long time, for 7 years, 16 all the way to 22. Mm-hmm. And then I went to US Bank after that because they just weren't paying me enough. And instead of like complaining and being upset and being like, they don't pay me enough, this place sucks, I was like, I'm out. And I left, And I think that that's what people need to do too. Because like allowing things to continue like that, you're just going to allow that shitty pay to continue. You're going to allow the mistreatment to continue. Like now I work at a place where there's way better team chemistry. There's room for advancement. I'm looking to get licensed. Like I would not have those same opportunities if I stayed where I was. And that all has to do with me leaving, taking initiative. Because when you complain about shit, nothing's going to change. That's just you wasting your breath.
100%. Me and you both did that. Jobins, I did it the same thing. I was a manager for 5.5 years in a movie theater. A new manager came in and just ruined all our lives and made working there miserable. You talk about having anxiety before going into work and people leaving, just knowing things are going to hell. I'm gaming with Sean. Me and you would just start. Actually, we didn't even start our pod yet. We were thinking about starting our pod. I'm gaming with Sean. We're talking about moving out, talking about doing stuff. And I'm going to work and I'm like, man, fuck this. I'm getting treated like shit. My pay, this company keeps fucking me with pay. I'm not going to do this anymore. I walked in. Greg was there. I was like, Greg, there it is, baby. I'm out. And then what? We fucking started our pod. More shit started unraveling with Sugar Shane. Look at us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we went out, took the risk.
Took initiative. Yeah, it was uncomfortable. For a little while, I was grinding, taking care of my parents and being a little worried about some certain things, but I fucking stuck to the grind and the goal. And that's what I'm still trying to do. Still doing it. New setting, same thing.
Mm-hmm. Just leveling up, man.
Yeah. And then another thing, like what you will allow will continue. Jobins, I'm going to get a little juicy.
Ooh.
I'm excited for you to when you start talking to chicks.
Yeah.
And you start going through some shit. Because, like, I can't wait to be there for you like you've been there for me. And just talk to you about it. Because so far, it's just been the one flip of the coin, Jobins. And Brenden just is there for his big brother all the time.
Oh, well,
I look up to you. Just know that. I may be 6'5", you may be 5'2", but I look up to you, buddy.
That was sweet.
Your stoicism levels are something I want to reach.
Oh.
Brenden Jobins is a good listener. My boy, sometimes with me, and I do it. I'm a victim of this, so I'm a bit of a hypocrite. So, but then it's like self-reflection of like, oh, whoa, I do this. I should probably fucking stop doing that. Mm-hmm. But when someone like keeps being upset about the same thing and they're not making changes, you're like, what more can I spew at this person?
Right.
And I'm sure you felt like that with me. I know Sugar Shane's felt that way with me because I'll make a weight joke or something. He's like, well, I won't do anything, bud. You know what I mean? But that's all the love and shit. And it's right. It's right. But I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. And you'll get better too. Yeah. We just always are leveling up and like, yeah, even though you might say the same things over and over again, like I'm always going to be here for you. Yeah. And you just got to be more patient with other people too when they repeat their problems.
Yeah. Because being there for someone and just listening is huge. It's such a huge thing to be able to like, when you can talk to someone and they listen and understand and say something in a light that you're just like, oh, fuck, yeah, you're right.
Dude, sometimes,
it's so important.
Though, I'll be honest, sometimes I feel like I'm a little too empathetic towards people because, like, I have a coworker that, like, my manager had to pull me aside and be like, you can't keep helping this person all the time. Like, they need to learn things on their own. But this person's always, like, asking for help and, like, it's kind of anxiety there. And I'm always just like, oh, hey, let me be helpful here because I have the experience and the knowledge to take care of this.
Right.
But then it was like,
and you care.
Yo, chill, because I'm in a way maybe I was enabling too for them not to be better at their position. Yeah. So that's something that I am working on as like a balance because of like, dude, I'll be crying during Pinocchio or movies. Like connect so much to other people.
Sometimes you cry to movies. I'm like, I can't believe you're. I'll look over at you. I'm like, of course he's crying to this. Of course my boy's crying to this. But I love it.
Yeah.
You connect to it, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right, dude. What I'm trying to get down my path, dude, is what will you allow will continue. So, Jobins, I've been talking to this girl for a long time. And when you meet somebody that you want to hook up with, and then you find like you connect with them and you find out who they are, their problems.
Yeah, it becomes more than just a pretty face. It's a real person that has like all of these things about them that you like.
Yeah. Especially when you're relatable. Extremely relatable. And when you can help somebody by saying certain things and guide, like Tim and Sean do to us. And like we may do for some of you Jobins out there listening to us. But when I just see somebody, like it's just so tough when you see someone continuing to make self-destructive decisions. Like real, like, I'm not talking like my kind of self, like, if I eat something bad or something, it is self-destructive, but at a lower level as something that's like, so extreme. And when you just want to help them, you know what I mean? And it's like, if you would just quit doing this and realize if you made these kind of choices, your outcome on life would be so much better. And then and you know what I get? Because Tim was even kind of talking about it on his pod, and all us boys were kind of talking about it. I'm just one of those kinds of people, dude. Like, I give good advice, but I don't listen to my own advice. And I get it. I get the whole topic, and you can use it. Are you going to listen to someone about weight loss advice who's in shape and healthy, or someone who's big and fat? You know what I mean?
Right.
Because if they're spewing it but not implying it to themselves, it's hard to listen to. And I get that. But then at the same time, like, I'm like, man, I think there's just people out there that might love others more than they love themselves. And
I mean, yeah, but that's something that would be, like
it's
a flaw
that
a character flaw that someone should work on changing.
Yeah.
So to just make their own lives better.
100%. That's where I'm getting with. But it's up to that person.
It is up to that
person to be able to love themselves. And it's crazy what the brain can do, Jobins. What you can think about yourself and stop yourself. It's insane. When really, if you just had such a different outlook on yourself, it can change everything. I'm not this. I'm not that. My choices in the past don't reflect my future. Don't determine my future.
100%. Yeah, you got to eliminate the regrets.
Yeah. And stop falling into the same habits and patterns that continue the cycle. And fuck. Because maybe something with me is where I do better at life, but I also do horrible at. So I don't know. I just...
You know what? I mean, a mistake stays a mistake if you didn't learn from it. If you learn from it, it turns into a lesson.
Exactly.
So it's like, you can't be following in the same track. If it's one thing to be self-reflective, but when you're self-reflective and then you keep doing the same thing, how's that going to make people take your word? Because reputation's everything too. Like, if I say I'm this and I do this, I'm going to say it and I'm going to do it. Like, you got to walk the walk. You can't just be talking the talk, and then because your credibility goes out the window. Like,
it does. Even
in the finance industry too, like, the firms and everything, like, you got to stick by the investors and everything. The second that you screw them over, like, your reputation's gone. Reputation to me is like a big thing.
Everything.
So always keeping your word is like one of the most important things to me on how I judge people and their character.
100%. 100%. Big time. So right now, this one hit a lot. What you allow will continue. So what am I allowing right now with this person is, but here's the thing. I'm allowing myself to keep getting hurt because I keep putting myself out there and hoping for something. Reflect on this, Jobins, because I'm spitting some shit if you're going through it too. I keep putting myself out there because I'm like, man, I really like this person, and I see all these mistakes you're making. I could, like, life could be so much better. And then they go down the same dark paths. And what does that happen to me? I keep getting hurt. But then at the same time, because Sean and some other people have said, well, guys can't have girls as friends. And for me, I get that statement because it's like, yeah, when you like a girl, it's just human nature. It's human nature, bro. It's us. Like, we love girls. We're fucking girls, boys. You know what I mean?
True.
We,
Yeah, I mean,
we
like,
love the ladies.
you can say you're gonna be friends, but I mean,
Yeah,
the
and
second that you see her with other guys,
you
it's
get that,
obviously gonna, unless you've really committed to just being friends, which maybe some people can do.
Yeah. Or if you genuinely care about somebody, you're like, fuck, I care about this person. So you have to just bite down on that and I have to accept it and stop. Because what I will allow will continue.
Mm-hmm. Man, and another thing too, you just can't be opening your door to anybody, Jobins. Like,
Yeah.
I want to take more time to reciprocate, that same feeling of care. Like, you have to do something for me. I have to do something. Like, we have to prove that to ourselves before I'm like committing to helping you change or all this stuff. Like, no, I'm not going to help you change unless we have a relationship that's been established and is strong already.
You know what we need to stop? What I need to stop looking for? I need to stop looking for love and looking for peace. Because what you just said, when you're in a relationship with someone, you want someone that is like independent, strong, take care of themselves, ready for a relationship. Someone that is there for you 100%, doesn't play games. You want peace.
This is the modern era, it's not the 50s anymore. It's not with like the wife stays at home and I make the bread money. Like, we should be building this house together. And setting goals to better each other. How do we better each other to make each other better each year? Yeah, because if you're the only person challenging them and they're not challenging you, then it's a one-way relationship, I feel like.
Yeah. And if they use you for something and they're just using you for that, realize that. And that's when I put myself on like, Jobins, I can't. So here I am, a boy, and I know what I look like, and I know my experiences in my life. I've never walked in shoes where girls want to just use me for sex, right?
Oh, yeah.
So imagine being like one of the most beautiful girls on earth, and all guys want to do is just fuck you. What does that do to her? What does that do to that girl? What does that make her think? How she feels? And that's just something I can't, as a male. I'm sure there's guys out there who feel that way. They're like, man, I'm so sexy, and all these girls just want to fuck me. I can't find love. I'm sure it's out there.
My thing would be like to hopefully make that person aware of even maybe this might be a strong word, privilege that they have. And if they're aware of that and they appreciate their looks and that's one of those things that helps them in life, then it will be easier, I feel like, to deal with, knowing that people just want to do this or that. Because you'll be like, okay, this is like, I know this about me, but I also can like look at these other things, and then maybe you'll find, I think you can find someone still, even if you're super attractive. I think you just have more options, honestly. So you should
the door is wide open.
Appreciate the privilege that you have if you're a good looking person, and like, good for you. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah. It would be tough.
Some people that maybe like are shorter or something, we got to develop those good personalities,
Oh, we got the best personality.
Make everybody laugh. And
you got the best personality, buddy.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
play to your strengths.
Exactly. Damn. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe we spewed some shit there, Jobins, to help you get through some shit. Maybe not. Schmitty's going through it, but I'm gonna, I'm always self-reflecting. The day when the day comes, I'm not self-reflecting, learning, growing, I'm dead.
I think that's for everyone. That should be everyone to want to better themselves every day.
Every day. Yeah. Boom. All right. We got a lot to talk about.
I know. There's a lot that happened.
We got a lot to talk about. Shooting with Sugar came out vlog. Let's talk about that real quick.
Yeah?
Jobins, your boy's John Wick. Look the fuck out. You want to fuck with Sean? You want to fuck with Brenden? You want to fuck with Tim? You want to fuck with Brock? You want to fuck with JX? Anybody? Sono? You got Schmitty Wick right here. Schmitty motherfucking Wick, dude. That was so much fun. First time shooting a gun, Jobins, and Sean's first time. I didn't know about it. I come home from work, and him and Sono are talking about it. Hey, Schmidt, you want to go shooting? I'm like, fuck yeah. He couldn't take everyone because it was just with the cameras, he didn't want to make it crazy. He wanted to keep it low key.
Right.
But we're all going to go shooting again in the desert sometime. Oh. Tim and Mariah are getting these gold-plated AKs. Mm-hmm. And I was talking to my manager last night about it because he's a big gun guy. And I got to tell Tim, if you're watching, listen, if you shoot, you got to be careful with gold-plated weapons because they can crack.
Oh.
Yeah, so Tim is all excited about shooting this fucking gun a whole bunch. He's got to talk to the guy making it. Like, hey, how much can I shoot at it? Because you don't want to go.
Is it the heated up? It heats up and cracks?
Guess, yeah. you can shoot it, but you don't want to get too crazy with it. Because I can picture it now, Jobins. We're out there, Tim's going, and then he looks down and the fucking thing's just all cracked up or something. And I would hate for that to happen. Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I would love to go shooting with you guys. You made it seem like a lot of fun. You were killing it.
Dude, Jobins, I was an little archery boy back in it when I was a kid. I loved archery. Lord of the Rings. Felt like I was Legolas. Making bows and shit. But I never shot guns. I shot pellet guns in like Boy Scouts.
Mm-hmm.
Poop with a little BB pellet. You know what I mean? Never shot a gun before. Sono's Mr. Art, a fucking military man. Sean's a fighter. I'm like, okay, let's just go.
Sono was coming in cocky.
Oh yeah, well, as he should be. You know what I mean? He's
has
got
the most experience.
Has the most experience. Sean, we got nothing. Me and Sean never shot a gun in our lives, and that was really cool seeing Sean in his out of his comfort zone. God, I love it. Whenever I see that boy, nervous as fuck, he's just got a whole new essence about him, Jobin. It's like his aura, the way he is, the way he looks. It's fucking funny. Because here's this big badass fighter. He's got 4 weapons. He's got his 2 hands, maybe his shoulder. He's got
like 6 weapons. Got the knees, got the elbows. Man,
he is as deadly as the fucking gun. But then you put an actual gun in the guy's hand. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's like he's trying to figure out his stances. You know what I mean? Like it was just really cool. It was really cool. But yeah, I outshot everybody. We did a little. It was also really cute because Sean was all about the tournament. Mm-hmm. But then, as you know, after the very first round, it was like no more.
When he realized that there was no chance, he was just like, "It's over."
Dude, something about me, where I just pointed the gun and it went there.
And you guys just did the handguns, right?
Yeah, we did Glocks. I don't know.
So my question is, do you think you would still have the same accuracy with like a gun you have to have?
I feel like it. I feel like I'm a sniper. Give me a fucking sniper watch when I do.
Yeah, I would love to. I mean? Man, what if you got really good? You would start getting on a top shot.
Yeah. Sean's all about, I'm a sniper in Call of Duty. Bitch, I'm the sniper in real life. Let's go to war. I'm that fucking Saving Private Ryan guy. And then I look and I'm like, oh shit, I'm done. Run! Boom.
Yeah, I mean, some more training in the guns. Who knows, man? You could be a real weapon.
Dude, it felt so good. It felt good to shoot the gun. Mm-hmm. Jobins, I've talked about it in my pods before. I'm afraid of guns. I still am. I think but then my manager even made a good point. He's like, you can do the same thing with a knife. I'm like, I know. I don't know.
What do you mean?
Like how deadly a gun, like you could kill someone with a knife. You can kill yourself with a knife. You know what I mean?
I can't stab 50 people at a time.
I know. But you can do it, essentially, is what he's saying.
Yeah, you can still kill
people. It's the same thing. So if you're not afraid of a knife, why are you afraid of a gun? And people are probably like, oh, fuck, click, skip.
I just feel like there's a huge difference between a knife and a gun.
Oh, of course. Danger-wise. You know what I mean? For a bad person to have it. Of course, Schmitty wants good people to have guns. Of course, Jobins. I'm all about safety. And thank God for the people who are there to save when the bad people with guns come out.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Salute to those fucking soldiers. My fear with the gun is just it's just something about it. I don't know. It's just something about guns that maybe if I took some classes like Tim and Sean want me to, which I want to, and I learn more about them and I learn all the safeties and I get like professional with it, that fear will probably go away. And I think I want to do that because I want to be the security guy. But then you never want to have to use your gun. You know what I mean? But if that day were to come where someone has a gun and they're shooting and I got to protect my boy Sugar Shane, I know that they're getting dropped.
True.
You know what I mean? Because I got that eye. But it was so much fun. Go check out the vlog. It's out now, Jobins, if you haven't seen it yet. It was pretty fun.
It's good.
Yeah, that was good shit.
Man.
Logan Paul, what do you think? I think this is with fucking official UFC hydration drink, dude.
I don't know how I feel about it if I was Jake Paul.
Well, I mean,
I'd be like, that's my rival. That's my arch nemesis.
Dude, this whole story is fucking just kind of crazy. And I kind of have a feeling Dana is like behind it.
Like
Jake, bring up this. People love drama. And the Jake and Dana drama, people loved it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Jake's out there proving himself, which he has to do. Logan's out there. These guys are such entrepreneurs and marketing geniuses. Logan and Jake Paul. I'm sorry, Jobins, if you hate me for saying that.
It's true.
I'm sorry. I know they've got some scandals and shit. There's all sorts of shit. right?
Correct.
But at the end of the day, they're pretty good. Logan and KSI, the whole Prime thing, that's all genius.
Yeah, they're making killings probably.
Yeah, just the way everything looks, the way they promote, the way they release. Like the Nelk Boys, they're also geniuses at it. There's these, it's just the new wave of how people do business and be entrepreneurs and everything. And I'm just at awe with it. Because how fucking cool is it that you can fight a guy, have this rival with them, then become cool, start a company, promote he's had so many cool promotions where it's like extreme shit with Prime. And he's always wanted to fight for UFC. He's talked to Dana White. His brother fucking is causing chaos. And Logan's always dealing with it. Logan's had his controversies. And now you're fucking the official drink for UFC?
I know.
What the fuck?
My question is like, Logan Paul, dude, because he's got this now. Is he gonna like eventually get the energy drinks in there too? If I was Monster, I'd be like, yeah, he might be the official energy drink. But like,
this man said he was gonna run for president. I'm starting to think he actually might one day. You can't doubt anything Logan or Jake Paul want to do.
And do you think Jake Paul even does have real heat with Dana White? Because if you're talking about them being marketing geniuses,
that's what I'm saying.
And Logan Paul can put aside his rivalry with KSI to make the Prime sports drinks.
Yep. The only thing is that it's pretty extreme, like the way Jake's coming at Dana. It's very extreme because he's coming at the company, attacking the fuck out of things that Dana don't like talking about. You know what I mean? So that's a little.
But if you're money driven, I mean, I'm sure you could. This in stoicism, you'd probably look past that because you're like, there's more money to be made. And those guys are all about the dollar signs at the end of the day.
That would piss me off because it's like, oh my god, then if Dana was behind like that, then that makes me mad for all the fighters, the UFC fighters, because that's just not caring about them.
Oh,
they deserve so much more. Our boys, all these fighters deserve so much more.
Ooh, that goes back to that entertainment though, right?
Yeah.
Because the Logan and Jake, they're such big draws.
Oh, dude, they make money out the ass. How many years is this deal? You know what I mean? And now all these fighters you're gonna see Prime, I'm sure, this is massive. It's massive. It's massive. And the flavors are good. I like Prime Jobins. We've been promoting Prime for a long time. Logan Paul, give us a fucking sponsorship, damn it.
That would be lit.
You can do it.
I had a Prime energy drink this morning.
Yeah,
I'm all propped up.
We spend too much money on that shit, dude. For real.
For real.
But I am really, it is mind-blowing to me that all this is happening with that.
Dang.
And with Jake Paul getting the Tommy Fury fight, Mike Perry being the possible backup. And then the one guy even said Jake Paul is one of the best promoters boxing's ever seen. And I believe that.
It's crazy, all these changes with the sport, and like UFC is going to be totally different in another 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
You know that they just signed Bella Mir, Frank Mir's daughter, who wrestles in college at Iowa. They signed her to the first name, image, and likeness deal, NIL, like how NCAA football players do. And WWE even signed a college athlete in 2020, like Wrestling Federation. You know, it's crazy. Like, that's a big bet. You know, before the person's even in the UFC, they're still in college, and you're like gonna sign a contract with them to use their likeness and stuff.
Yeah.
And is the UFC game gonna have college athletes in it in the future? That'd be crazy.
Do you think Logan ever gets a fight in the UFC? Probably not, huh?
I would not. Like I said, so much is changing. I wouldn't be surprised.
You can't doubt it, right? Like I said.
And then the PFL thing going on with Jake Paul trying to create these super fights. The landscape of combat sports is ever evolving.
It would be pretty crazy if Logan's first MMA fight was in the UFC. Never had an MMA fight, first one in the UFC. Has that ever happened? That's never happened.
I would think if I was Dana White, I would try to throw that guy to the wolves just so like Jake Paul, because I'd be like, hey, your brother's dying.
Who knows what the future holds with that shit, huh? It's just crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right, boom. 90s show recap.
Ooh.
I know you loved it.
Jobins. I don't know if y'all seen this. That 90s show on Netflix. At first, I was like being kind of harsh on it because I was like, oh, 90s, it just sees all diversity, all the virtue signal. It's a good show. I grew to like all the characters. I thought the skits they did, because they did callback like that 70s show when they'd have like, like funny, the match game or like shows, like scenes within scenes that are like skits. They did that again. And I thought they were executed pretty well. And I even liked all They did the ending had like a little cliffhanger where it was like, oh, this character likes this character, but like this character likes this. Oh man, and I laughed. I laughed a lot.
Did you cry?
Almost.
Oh my.
Almost. That 90s show is a good show though, and I like the callback with the old characters too. Fez was in it a couple episodes. Ashton
Was Bob
Kutcher.
ever in it?
Oh, Bob was in it.
Bob came back?
God, he was looking so old too.
Really? Okay. I haven't watched it all, Jobins. I've just seen like the first episode and then bits and pieces of other ones because I had it on when I was sleeping one night. It just felt so forced, dude.
And this is, I'm going to add on to that.
That's 'cause I
Jobins.
grew up on it.
I originally had the expectations that like it had to be as good as the original crew of that 70s show. I would say this is a whole new group, that 90s show. It's like a whole different show. Just it's like Kurtwood Smith and then the Deborah Jo, the characters that play Kitty and Red.
They say they're
They kill it on the show. I'm like, these are such cool grandparents. It's like a whole new friend group. I would say that 90s group cooler than that 70s group. They're cooler.
How dare you?
Mm-hmm.
That's because you're a 90s kid.
Yeah. And what's crazy too is that they actually cast younger actors and actresses. They're like all 15, 16 years old. So they better have like a few years for their development in the show so that it could be.
Is it because I'm old? Because, dude, when I was a kid watching that 70s show, they were all old looking. They were old.
Well, they were
felt
older.
Yeah, they felt older. It just felt, I don't know, the storylines between Eric and just everybody. Eric and Donna. Eric and Donna's relationship was, when they played the montage episode with the angel dude, I lose my shit.
Dude, the relationship stuff is still there in that 90s show. There was this scene where the big jock kid, he has a girlfriend and in the show who's one of the main characters, and he was like, I couldn't imagine like being without you, like, because they're talking about possibly breaking up, and
That's
then
all
at the
in that 70s show.
and then at the end of the season, he likes the main girl, and then like his best friend likes that girl and is like asking her out. Oh, it's so much drama, and like you see his face looking outside. The acting's good.
That 70s show felt original. This didn't feel original, and I know how can it feel original and it's not. But I don't know.
You know what it felt like though? It felt like SNL with like a live audience. I felt like they were performing in front of me, like one takes. You know, it was good.
Turning into that old person that doesn't like anything. I hope not.
No, dude, no. It got really bad ratings, Jobins. I'm probably the unpopular opinion here. A lot of people did not like.
Well, here, can you answer
that
this?
90s show?
So, I was reading a cool article about Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher.
Okay.
Because Mila said, we're doing it no matter what. And because I don't think Ashton was really down. Bad script or what, we're fucking doing it. And she's like, we owe our fucking careers to this show. And I feel that. I'm like that too. Mm-hmm. If that 70s show created my life and then...
They brought the same people back that were part of the original.
Oh, yeah. And all the people that made the show. The writers and the producers and everything. They all teamed up. But it was cool hearing from her end because I want to do it. We're going to do it. And then as it was going on, there were some things they didn't like. So tell me, Ashton Kutcher and Mila are married in that 90s show now. Mm-hmm. So do they explain what happened to her and Fez?
They do.
They do.
Oh, my God.
They do.
They don't have a scene yet with Fez and Kelso meeting back up because what happened was Fez called her and she was on the phone with Kelso. That's what he tells Kitty because Kitty goes into the hair salon that he works at to get a haircut and talk to him because he's part of the plot too. It's a lot. But yeah, pretty much Kelso did Fez dirty. They both did, him and Jackie. And then he said he could never get over Jackie, but now the girl that he likes, who's the mom, that's the neighbor, who's also really funny. The new original characters in the show are really funny. The mom next door kills the show. She's so funny. If
in the future, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna give it another chance. I'm gonna watch it. Do you think it gets a second season?
I hope it gets a second season. Netflix really, they're gun ho about canceling shows.
Your one show got canceled.
They cancel shows quick.
I don't think it was on Netflix though. Your reboot show.
Reboot on Hulu got canceled.
Yep, gone. Not getting a second season. You love that shit.
I thought it was a good show.
Gone.
They do that a lot with shows though. I don't think Netflix renews it, especially with the ratings, everything going on.
That's a shame because if they could somehow balance it to where it was like half the story of the original cast and kind of catching up and living life on how it is with the new cast, 50-50, they're probably
What's
cool.
stupid to me is like you're going to invest this much money in a project and then you're going to scrap it after a season. You have to give a show a few seasons sometimes to really grow. There's a lot of shows that don't have a great first season.
How much did the original actors want to even do it, though? All of them. Because to me, I don't know, it just felt so forced. I got to give it another chance, I guess. God damn it.
Jobins, I would recommend it.
I almost
keep
would
with
rather-
an open mind.
Jobins, if you haven't watched that 70s show, but don't watch that 90s show before you watch that 70s show, please. Go back. I promise you, Jobins, if you're new, you're like, oh, I've seen parts of that 70s show. Go back and watch it. It's such a good show.
No, watch that 90s show first. Because they're a cooler group of friends.
Yeah. What do you think about fucking Rick and Morty?
Oh my God. Justin Roiland. He got in some serious trouble with domestic abuse.
I still don't know what
charges.
the fuck happened. I know he did it.
I
but,
mean,
like,
it's felony level.
It must have been bad.
Yeah.
Which makes me so sad. It's like, what the fuck?
What? And it's like, we're going to continue these shows without the guy who voices like every freaking character.
Yeah. And dude, the only
Rick
one.
and Morty. He voices Rick and Morty.
I was more sad for Solar Opposites, but luckily he's only one voice in that show. So they're going to continue it. But still, he was the voice of the one guy in it. So it just fucks it. It just fucks it.
And it's a dark side to that guy, huh?
Yeah. It's in the. Dude, his evilness is in the shows. That's the way I see it now.
Man, I'm assuming he beat like his girlfriend or something.
I don't know.
For it to be a domestic abuse charge.
It had to have been bad.
But for them to all drop his ass like that.
Dude, gone. Justin Roiland, gone. And talk about a money decision. That guy makes them money. So good for them. That.
If it never came to light, they would have never done anything because it happened in October of 2020, I believe. It was years ago.
Damn.
And it's now just being a thing to where they're having to make him pay
Really?
for it.
Jesus.
So I'm never going to give any credit to any studio because studios, man, my Jeanette McCurdy book, like Nickelodeon, fuck you. Because they did some evil shit too. And that Dan Schneider guy and all that, who's still out there probably producing stuff, it's sickening. So, dude, I'm sorry, man, but it's tough to even have any kudos to the studio because I guarantee they knew that shit.
That is fucked.
It's a money decision, like you said. So they're money talks. We can look away from you beating the shit out of somebody.
That's what and it's crazy how it's so relevant to where Dana White just slapped his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been a lot of slapping.
Yeah. So I guess it's huge, right? So Rick and Morty's, everyone's like, well, the show's done. But it's huge. Whoever they have voice this fucking show, I would imagine it needs to be huge.
Well, you know, the good thing is that Dan Harmon is probably still a part of it, and he probably does the heavy lifting on the comedy because he made Community and a few other shows like that.
You're probably so right.
So I would think they're just going to change the voice.
Because they should just stop the show, right?
Well, I think Brock was telling me that they have a guy that's indistinguishable. Like, you wouldn't even be able to tell the difference.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
So, like, I mean...
What if he sounds pretty damn similar? How does that make you
indistinguishable?
Yeah. But we know that Justin Roiland isn't getting any money for it.
See? Oh, my God.
Right?
I don't know, because it's his creations, and he probably... that would have to do
crazy.
with the contracts with the network.
Dude, that legal shit's probably messy as fuck right now. And probably a big headache. I can't imagine. That's all's fucked. Don't beat your fucking wives, Jobins. It's that simple. If she's hitting you, fucking walk, like, go away. Get in your car, leave.
Well, we don't know the full story yet. She might never even have hit Justin.
Oh, right.
You know, he could just be a freaking loose cannon who had a bad day at work. You know, he was an alcoholic. Or not was, because once you're an alcoholic, you know, that's just, you're an alcoholic and hopefully you're in recovery. But that dude, he could have easily had too much to drink.
And everybody makes mistakes.
And then a demon come out.
Everybody makes mistakes. Especially on alcohol.
But not everyone makes the mistake that happened 2 years ago and then living comfortably and then now it's happening.
Yeah. God, dude, it's so crazy. Because any day we can make a mistake.
And
any day. No matter. Even the people who do walk the straight, there's people that have walked a straight line and have made horrible mistakes. You just gotta, learn from it, right? But dude, money.
It would be sad though if like he didn't do anything bad at all.
Oh yeah,
And, like
that's what the whole. Now I'm starting to think about Andrew Tate because I'm like, dude, if they've got evidence on this guy, that's why he's locked up. But if there's no evidence, what the fuck?
well, I mean, his is pretty cut and clear. Why does he live in Romania? And why
Right.
does he brag about Romania and like all the easy things you can get away with? That's come on.
I know. More to come with that because I think he just got his 30-day, another 30-day. They extended it. So I think he was just supposed to stay until the end of January. Now it's going to be the end of February. So more to tune in. That whole thing's interesting. To make sure that something's true, though, that's the scary. We're starting to get in that world where it's like, fuck, is it true? Is it not true? I feel bad for people who are locked up that didn't do it. That's got to be the worst thing ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those people are out there.
And that sucks, dude. That sucks. I feel really bad for him. Power slap, Jobins.
That's a good segue
Right,
into the power slap.
Yeah.
After domestic abuse charges of Justin,
Yeah,
let's
let's
go to power slap.
But I love it so much.
Justin, the only time you should be slapping people is
Is
if
in
it's an
power
official
slap.
sanctioned power slap match.
Yeah. Dana, if you feel like you need to take some anger out and slap, why don't we get you on there? Why don't you slap? Why don't we get you and someone else up there and do a little slapping?
Dana and Will?
Yeah.
Dana Will Smith?
Yeah. Yeah. Justin Rowland?
They should just start throwing people. Let's get Chris Brown in there. Just people that have been known to do shit like that and have them slap.
Now, let's talk about this, though. It is a crazy, weird... Sorry we're doing that. But we've been watching the power slap, Jobins. We're 3 episodes in. Last night was the house episode. It feels just like the Ultimate Fighter back in the day.
It does.
We all love it. And I know how bad it is. But guess what? That makes me even like it more because that's how people felt about UFC back in the day. This
There's
is
a
a
point
barbaric sport, blah, blah, blah.
It's must-see television.
It's messy. It's very messy. And Sean's got a point where he's like, oh, I can't watch it because I know the consequences. But at the same time, brother, you're going in there and risking it every fight.
Mm-hmm.
A harder blow. And I love you, but I never want, and I know you're, you don't get hit. I never want you to get hit. But I think as a level of danger, probably pretty damn close to similar, right?
Ooh, well.
There's people there to catch you. One of the boys fucking slammed his head on that fucking ground last night. It was a little crazy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's people there to catch him. It's some people are trying, again, I'm okay, and they're calling it off. No, you're not okay. So it's not, it's
You know what you're going to see, though?
Controlled chaos.
It sucks because there's going to be that guy, just like the last night, who has the slaps that are so powerful. If he goes first, he doesn't even have any consequences. And if you slap him first, he's probably still going to knock you out.
Yeah, there are a couple little flaws.
There's a few guys on the competition where it's like, okay, they just got to go first.
So, well, hold on. Why don't we just let them go at the same time? On 3, slap each other. Winner fucking...
Well, it probably changes exactly how you take the slap that you're getting.
I know people are duck. You can't duck.
You can't flinch.
Can't flinch.
Remember that guy flinched last
1,
night.
2, and dude,
He took like 3 extra slaps.
The intensity that I feel when motherfuckers are winding up, getting ready to slap, and then to be able to just stand there and take the slap without, I would flinch every single time. Sean was just joking around. He's gonna slap me with something. I put my fucking hand up, and dodged it.
They need to allow for challenges to be made.
Yeah.
Because I swear, Jobins, the 3rd episode, the last slap bout, the guy that slaps and knocks people out, he slapped Waylon Frost because we say he looks kind of like Sono, but he slapped that guy. And no, he let that guy slap him first.
We're talking
But
about
that when
dudes
he
slapping
slapped
each
that
other.
guy, no, when he got slapped, he flinched. He flinched, Jobins. I saw him flinch, and he didn't get called for flinching because the other guy should have got a second slap on him. But instead of getting that second slap, the other guy, the main guy that flinched, got to knock him out. Shouldn't have even got that knockout slap until he took a second slap.
Yeah.
So that should have been a challenge, and I'm questioning the integrity of the power slap competition.
Well, we'll see improvements. New rule. Hey, UFC didn't start. All the rules we got now weren't there on day 1, bud.
Jobins, to get into the house, there was a guy who clearly cheated, and his foot was off the ground. Slapped the guy, knocked the guy out, slapped him to sleep.
Now I'm so excited to see everyone slap each other. Oh, I'm going to slap the fuck out of you, bro. And they're all getting drunk and shit. Next week, someone's getting kicked out.
He goes, winner by disqualification, but you were knocked out and you can't be medically cleared by the Nevada Athletic Commission. So the guy that cheated, knocked you out, and lost to DQ, he's going to move on to the house.
He's going to move on to the
He's
house.
going to move on to the house. That happened twice, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I forget what happened to both of them. Maybe they both got slapped out.
Well, one of the guys was all drunk and being like, oh, or not drunk. He was making fun of the drunk guy and like, oh, don't start shit. The guy's passed out on the bed. What are you doing, dude? You look like a douchebag.
Yeah. But you can't lie to the camera in the Jobins. You love it.
I love it, Jobins. And I'm pulling Slap Jesus.
Slap Jesus?
Let's
I'm
go,
going with
Slap
my guy.
Jesus.
I'm going with my guy. What's his name? Big,
was it the Tank?
yeah, the guy that just...
Frank the Tank
Holy
something.
Fuck. Bald guy that just has a beard and
He slaps
the
hard.
fuck out of you.
Dude, Slap Jesus goes on one.
Yeah.
Because you have to, Jobins, you have to be like 1, 2, or 3 right hand or left hand.
Yeah.
And then you get the certain amount of wind-ups. He goes 1, and then it surprises you.
I think in the future, if power slap goes viral like UFC did, we're going to see street fights where people are slapping the fuck out of each other.
You know what I would love to see a rule change on too?
What?
Is because I don't want them to expect it. A 30-second window just like they have, but you don't say when you're winding up on what slap, and you don't say what hand.
Oh.
And it's still the 30-second window, so you know within that 30 seconds they're going to slap you. You just don't know.
These were probably all the rules, though, that had to get sanctioned by the fucking state. You know what I mean?
God, what a sport.
It is, and it's fun. It feels fresh again.
There is no defense, though.
I wish Dana had never slapped his wife. I think that kind of took a fucking big toll on the show and on the whole thing. That's unfortunate. But aside all that, let's just look at the show and the athletes and how they're trying to turn it into a professional sport with all the fucking stats.
A lot of those guys already have brain damage, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, yeah.
One guy was talking, he was talking about me and my kids, I've been crying.
And then he lost. That guy? Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of criers.
Oh, a lot
of criers.
Hey.
The one guy
tensions are
that
high.
cried too, we looked at his MMA record and he was like 10-38, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah.
He had like 6 rear naked losses. He had like 4 losses to a verbal submission. So he must have been screaming uncle, like at least 3 of them.
It happens, dude. Ah! Tap! I'm dead!
True. Hey,
Please.
I've never stepped in that cage, so hats off to the guy still, and he's a hell of a slapper.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude. So, yeah, Jobins, let us know in the comments. What do you think of Power Slap? You watching it? You hate it? You don't think it's right? What do you think?
Do you have a fan favorite?
Yeah.
I want to know.
100%. Dude, did you hear about Alec Baldwin? That messy situation?
Oh, my God. Yeah, I did. I that's the original call that I would have made.
Yeah.
He should be held responsible for being a producer and having that production on his shoulders.
All 3 of them. It's just crazy how it happened on The Crow. It's crazy that it happens on sets.
That's because they need more gun safety training, probably.
I know, but how does a real bullet even get in a gun on a movie set? That's what I'm like, I don't understand that because we can shoot blanks.
Mm-hmm. Well, I feel like if you have a gun in your hand at any time, you should treat it like it's loaded.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to have that
even on a
finger
little
trigger.
imaginary set. I know you're an actor, and I know it's but it's all pretend. You really killed someone.
Yeah. So what do you think happens? Do you think he gets any jail time or probably not?
No, I don't think he's gonna get any jail time.
Just getting a slap on the wrist, fine.
White crimes, you get white sentences.
Damn. It's unfortunate because that lady's gone. You know what I mean? And it's,
Yeah, what's the sentence gonna do to bring her back? You know.
I'd be scared if I worked on sets after that. I'd be like, damn. I'd be like double checking guns.
Well, I mean, when it's a shitty production like that, yeah.
I'm sure it's gonna be in the future just make it harder for movie people to make movies with guns.
I mean, and it's like, can you digitally add guns now?
Probably, dude.
I don't know.
The whole thing's messy. And at the same time, though, dude, I can't imagine being Alec Baldwin, because this is where I feel bad for him. Unless there was some malicious fucking intent to kill this woman for some fucking God knows reason.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, this bitch is going down today. That's the only, I'd be like, fuck you, Alex Baldwin.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't be like that because I can't imagine going on work. You're working on a movie. He says he liked her. He said they're friendly. So you're making a movie with all these people. You're getting to know them. You're working with them every day. You're building friendships. You go into work one day, another day, and you end up killing somebody on accident.
Mm-hmm.
What does that do to you? I can't imagine.
Well, I heard that the production was very difficult, actually, and it was really hard to work with Alec.
Really?
So, I mean...
Tensions were just fucking
And even
high.
if it was all great, like, the guy's been on so many productions that I'm guarantee have had some firearms in a production that he's been in his how many years as a actor?
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm sorry, it's hard for me to have any sympathy for the guy.
Because he should have known.
It's just,
Don't create...
You know, how old are we? And we know that. And it's just, I mean...
Yeah, what if you're right?
Don't claim ignorance, man.
What if... Yeah, you never know. Like, what if, like, tensions were high on set that just kind of caused everyone not to think right, act right, move quicker in situations? And there's... Who was it? The New York governor guy, former guy, Andrew Cuomo, he was sticking up for Alec Baldwin. He was saying that prosecutors are politicians.
You say Andrew Cuomo?
Yeah.
The guy that was in a huge amount of trouble?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Let's hear from him.
I was like, ooh, Alec, that's probably not the guy you want to be talking for you. Like, if I was Alec Baldwin, I would be like, hey, can you kind of shut the fuck up?
Yeah, Kanye West going to have his back next.
And then Michael Shannon, who we respect a lot, the actor guy.
Yeah.
Jobins is in so much, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Bad Boys 2.
General Zod.
General fucking Zod, 8 Mile. Let's get old school. Michael Shannon, you know what I mean? Very underrated actor, in my opinion.
He is a great actor.
Because he has fucking range. If you don't know who Michael Shannon is, Jobins, go look him up. Go watch some movies of Michael Shannon. Dude's a legend. He says that the people are cut there, like so many production companies and sets, they cut so much corners to save money. Yeah. They want to get as much as they can for as less as they can. And that's everywhere, dude.
That's business money again.
Yeah, it's in corporate America. It's where we work. Every day, people like us who work for corporate companies, it's the same shit.
Google laying off employees,
Yeah.
you know?
So if this is all part, and you just never know, dude. It's just crazy. I just feel bad. They just want more and more. So who knows? Who knows? Whole situation's kind of shitty though. Yeah. See what happens with it.
Rest in peace to the woman that lost her life on a set for a movie that's never gonna be.
I know we're talking more about fucking Alec than her. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Damn. Rest in peace. And hopefully, fucking, in the future, things like this don't happen.
Yeah.
Because The Crow, remember The Crow, Bruce Lee's kid. Damn.
I mean, I feel like it should be in everyone's contract to never aim a loaded weapon, or not a loaded weapon, a prop gun, on anyone besides the person that the action is meant for in the scene.
Yeah.
There should be no reason to aim a gun at anyone else.
100%. 100%. I want to talk. We have so much more to talk about. There was so much UFC shit to talk about. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh.
Sean bumping into Aljo and fucking Marab or at the fucking PI. I thought Sean handled that shit fucking epic. How much do you weigh? I wish he would have talked a little more shit, being like, hey, with Aljo standing, he should have pointed at the camera and be like, hey, Henry, if you can't make weight, I'm here. Or, Henry, if Aljo can't, because he's making fun of Aljo for being fat. Henry, if Aljo can't make weight, I'm ready. Just something like that. Just a little sting. Because Sean told me that Marab is always just kind of goofy and he didn't feel any threat from him. But from the viewer, from me, I just thought it was like a little stunt from Aljo and Marab. It kind of got me fired up. I was like, I wish Sean was there. I know Sean can handle himself and he's always going to be, he's going to make people laugh. And I think he kills it with that in the division. I think he's one of the top people that you can't get in his head.
Oh yeah, no.
And I think at the same time, he was also sizing Aljo up. I think Sean was surveying. You know what I mean? And I'm calling it. Aljo's not there for the title when Sean fights. I'm thinking he's dipping. I talked about it with Tim and Sean. I think he goes up.
Damn.
But you would think, well, it's obviously just because how hard the weight cut is. Sean's the money fight. I would do one more weight cut and take the money fight with Sean. But you know why?
Why?
Because he's scared. He knows he's going to lose. Seeing Sean stand up next to Aljo, that made me feel real good. Although I'm pretty sure they've met before. I'm pretty sure back in the day they took a photo with each other and we saw it.
You know who else Sean would just absolutely piece up, I think, that's coming into the bantamweight division?
Who?
Davis and Figueiredo.
Oh, yeah. It's unfortunate.
That's another snatch. Let's just take out another chance.
Well, it's unfortunate he's coming off a loss. You know what I mean? Let him get a couple wins. Let him do good in the bantamweight division. Then we'll have Sugar Shane take him out.
That's true. That's true. That would be unfortunate to just...
Yeah. Like, you ain't heard a shot at my boy. My boy's leagues ahead. That's like that one guy calling out Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler's like, I'm over here talking about Conor McGregor. He had a really... He's like, I'm not talking... I forget how to say the guy's name. But
Sarzukian, right?
Yeah. He's like...
He's a silent T.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. I'd be pissed.
I think
I'm ready to fight, motherfucker.
I think Sarzukian can beat him.
Yeah, well, dude. Apparently, a lot of people don't think Michael Chandler's a very smart fighter.
I don't think he is either. He's
fun.
Grappling's dominant.
He sure is fun to watch. And he gets me excited.
He did knock out Tony Ferguson pretty crazy.
Jobins, I am not excited about Conor McGregor coming back. I could give a fuck less if he fucking does the Ultimate Fighter, coaching.
What are you talking about?
You know, I'm more excited about John Jones coming back than I am Conor.
I like the Ultimate Fighter idea. And
you
then
think so?
It could be either Michael Chandler or Tony Ferguson. And it's like, for me, it's like, ooh, both would be great fights.
I think, I'm sad. I'm sorry to say it, Tony. I love you, Tony. And I would be rooting for you against Conor. If Tony gets the shot, I'm rooting for Tony.
Tony gets him.
You think so?
His submissions.
You think so?
He's going to submit Conor.
You think so?
I think so.
I would think Conor would get him with the striking.
Oh, you might have a good point. I mean, if Michael Chandler can knock you out like that, and then Conor's looking as big as he is, and his striking's even cleaner,
I think maybe. Michael Chandler, people are telling me I'm crazy, but I think Michael Chandler beats Conor, and I'd be rooting for Michael Chandler.
Michael Chandler would have a better shot. You're right.
I think he does. But I don't know, Jobins. Let me know in the comments. Am I crazy? I'm just not that excited for Conor to come back. I'm pretty excited for John Jones.
John Jones is going to kill it.
Yeah. Again, I am at the end of the day, I'm upset about the Francis thing.
Yeah, I think everybody is.
Yeah. I wish that would have went different because at the end of the day, there's going to be that question. Unless Gon beats Jones.
I think John Jones beats him in a slap competition.
That would be crazy. Yeah. Oh, my God. Francis Ngannou signs with Power Slap. Holy fuck. I'd be like, I'm out.
I would hope he gets knocked out by Slap Jesus.
Damn, who you guys got? Slap Jesus versus Francis Ngannou.
Different weight
Let us know in the
classes,
comments. All right, brother. What do you got for going? Let the Jobins know. Where are you going?
Damn, going to St. Louis, Missouri.
What time's your flight?
It's at 1:40, but boarding starts at 1:05.
We got to leave right now. It's 11 o'clock.
Yeah, we'll be heading out. We'll be heading out here.
Yeah, I'm going to get home. We're going to miss you. We're going to miss you for the weekend, bud. I hope you have a good time with your fam. Get back. I'm going to get back home, edit this, go work out. Probably just chill for the day. Get some fucking chores done, laundry and shit. But probably just chillax for the day. Yeah. Nice. Thinking about you until I see you again, buddy. Episode 107, Jobins. Thank you for watching. Much love to all you guys.
Love you guys.
Appreciate you guys.